Not really. Means Ragnar didn't train and Dejan didn't train. Of course, Oxnard and Brewster, that's clear. I think that's it, pretty much.
Ragnar, we understand, is in the process of doing a deal to go to Calgary. Is that something that is a good thing for all sides concerned?
First of all, I didn't hear anything about that anything is finally sorted, so nothing to say from me about that. But I said before, in general, it's possible that players still will leave the club, and if that happens, then it's always then it would be always good for both sides, or all three sides even. So that's the target. Let's go what we have in these circumstances. So we will see what happens.
Terrific start, obviously against West Ham. The first bell was run, Rocky Balboa came out swimming. Landed a great first blow.
Welcome.
You understand? I could go on for hours.
Well, I know.
But do you understand? I know you tried to sort of play things down a little bit, and you don't want people to get carried away. But can you understand why there's so much excitement around Liverpool's start?
Yeah, it's nice. Actually, it's nice. It could be completely different if you want. That's how it is. We said that we feel in a good moment already since a few weeks, months. I wouldn't say years, but it's getting better and better. So that's a very important thing, because we are still in the process. We have to develop. That's what I said. We are not the best team in the world. So there's a lot of space for us to improve in all the different departments, and that's what we try to do. And obviously, and that's very important, because we are not alone. Our supporters like the way we do it, so that's very important, because said a few times, if you cannot deliver, or the supporters ask for something impossible, then it's not a very healthy situation, and we feel it's a healthy situation at the moment. That's pretty much everything. It's nothing else. So yes, against West Ham was good, but I saw Crystal Palace playing the first game against Fulham, and obviously they are unbeaten. I don't know how long. Probably we were the last ones who won there, and it's a while ago. It was difficult that day already. So they're grown as a group. Roy is doing a fantastic job there. When I started as a manager, and as a player, when we started playing 4-4-2, saw a lot of videos from Switzerland, from Roy Hodgson, so more or less one of the inventors of this kind of defending, and now is back on track with that, obviously. So very well organized side, very, very good, and that will be a tough challenge, to be honest, but that's how it is. So yes, the start was good, but that's already done, if you want, and the feeling around the club is good as well. You are right, but that's only because of not only, but a big part of that are the performances and the results we got in the last few months, and so that's what we have to do again and again and again. And so nobody thinks in a moment about the atmosphere or whatever. We really want to work. We really want to play football and to fight for each point which we can get, and yeah. To stick with Rocky, sometimes he went down, but at the end he won at least that fight. So yeah, that's the thing. We need to be ready for all the different things that can happen in a season, in a football game. West Ham was nearly perfect, so nothing really happened in that game. What could have happened, but it was because we defended really well, so they had their chances. But it was one time the ref was pretty involved in that, not with the wrong decision, but with a nice pass, and the other one was a long ball in behind. So that was the only real difficulties we had, and the set piece. So the boys were really spot on, and we need to be spot on again.
Jurgen, going back to Wagner then, do you allow him to leave, bearing in mind the current situation you have with the injuries to your other defenders?
No player would leave that club if would not allow it. So, if he leaves, then I said yes to it. That's how it is.
Just out of interest, because the is still open. How many players do you expect to leave? Because you spoke last week that you expected players to go before the end of the month. Do you know how many you would allow to go? Or
No. No, it's about the situation. It's about how is the offer, first of all, is how is the need for us. So can we give him the opportunity if he wants to leave? Can we do that or not? That's it. And then there is an offer, and there's somebody who has to accept the offer or not. As I said it before, that nobody should think, and that's a problem of that. Maybe a bit of a problem of that transfer window. We closed in England, and the whole world and the whole European world at least was waiting for that moment and start now trying for dumping prices or whatever to get good football players. That will not happen. So we are not in a financial need situation where we have to do that. Yeah. So I want to have a very good squad together, and the more player the better. But I really think that we could give a few players the opportunity, but we have to see how many. There's no number in my mind at the moment.
Anything else, Jurgen? Okay, Mark.
Yeah, again, Sadio Mane started the season very impressively, 2 goals, and looked sharp as well in the key matches. After the game, he spoke, maybe partially tongue-in-cheek, but about the 3 main strikers having a bit of a competitive edge as to who gets the most goals. And that's obviously always been instinctive with front players, but how valuable an asset could that be, do you think, moving forward?
I think I saw that interview. It was the man of the match interview with Millie, right? It was a question, not that he started saying that. He said, is there a competition?
Yes.
It's always, so it's like that. Yeah, they don't have real competition. They don't count the goals of the other guy or whatever. It's they enjoy playing together. That's very good. And I really love the fact that we have the possibility to bring even other players in with similar qualities, which is really nice. But it's not about having a competition, I think, between strikers. It's about really love working together, and that's what is obvious, I would say. And I don't think that they are really bothered in a moment about a specific number of goals. They only want to win football games. And as a striker, they are, by the way. I'm not sure if I want to say Sadio is a striker. He's a very offensive midfield player. It's true, but they want to win football games, and they like the way we play, and they get the benefit of that, and they give a lot of things back to the team with their defensive work and all that stuff. So that's just a good situation, but it doesn't work differently. You cannot win football games if you have. Players and they don't like to work. That's not how it's possible. There's different work to do on a pitch. That's clear, but it's still a lot of work. And I said it after West Ham game. So the midfield made a key difference in that game, because they were really in a work mood, and they had 12.5, 12.7, whatever kilometers in their legs after the game, and you don't need that in a game when it's easy. Then a midfield player has kind of 11 kilometers. So we had to close a lot of gaps in that game, that it could look like it looked, and that's the thing we have to do again in a completely different game next Monday night. Fantastic atmosphere there. They won the first game as well, so full of confidence, stuff like that. It's a completely different game, and we need to make sure that we are really ready for that. After all the positive stories during the week, which is probably the biggest challenge if you have a longer run. Obviously, people are still not used to enough to good football from us. It's always like when we are good, then it's like you are unbelievable good, but we didn't get anything for it so far, not really. So we need to learn all that. Stay positive, very good, but stay angry as well. That's how it is, and don't celebrate the whole week until next Monday, though, and then fall hard or whatever. I think we can do that in training, but. I said in a meeting to the boys, it's everybody. If we are good, then the people are not the supporters. Journalists are overly excited, and even LFC TV wants to do constantly wonderful stories and stuff like that, and it's so nice, everything, and he's good with him and he's good with him. But we have to work and not do, first and foremost, these things.
Joe Gomez hasn't had much luck with injuries since you became manager. Excellent.
That changed.
Excellent last week. alongside Virgil van Dijk. And given the fact that maybe you're allowed to Lovren has got a problem injury-wise this season, is that indicative of the progress that you see that Joe's making at the moment?
It was very important. I was never in doubt about Joe. So and his ability to play as centre half, but it needed time. So after a long injury and having a fullback is a very important position, but you still have most of the time at least one centre half in your back still. So I think it helps especially in defending moments. And now he's fit, which is very good, and a very good football player, and he played the position good. And yes, together with Virgil, they have a very good understanding on a personal level as well. So that's really cool. But we have the others as well, and Joel is close to be back, hopefully able to be in the squad on Monday. So then we have him. Then we have Dejan still a bit injured. We have Nat Phillips, and if we need, then Fabinho can play the position as well, so that's good. But they should play, of course, another position. But that's all good. So we have enough players, and now that we have to see who is fit, who fits to which opponent the best, and then we make a lineup. So, but that he can play that position really well, I knew before.
Rory,
Wilfried Zaha signed a new contract with Palace obviously this week. He was linked up
and Roy
all summer. How important is he to their team? How highly do you rate him?
No, very important, of course. The last year was maybe the best example for it, but I really think with all the good results they had, the confidence grew a lot in the last year. So you could see that last period of the season they were very consistent with results. Pre-season was okay, it was good until good. It was too good, and now the first game was good. So he scored, yes, but they played real football, and I think 3 or 4 of their new players were not even a squad or didn't start. So with Kouyaté, for example, Max Meyer, for example, in the creative area of the pitch, they can make the difference. So, but Milojevic and MacArthur doing well. Townsend is a fantastic football player, and Schlupp in a slightly different position. So it's just a good football team. Now they have the speed on the wings and all these things. Both fullbacks are pretty quick, and all these things. Very experienced centre halves. So that's a really good football team. And but of course you always need, each team needs, it's good if you have different players to make these decisive things, but if it's then only one and he's doing it constantly, it's good as well. So, and that was Wilfried is doing for Crystal Palace. So I think they are pretty happy that he signed a new contract.
Yeah, we all see Christian Benteke has not had a wonderful time the last year or so. He missed out on the World Cup. Do you feel like he's someone who has another life?
First, yeah, I think everybody who would think about writing Christian Benteke makes a big mistake, because his obvious skills are always there. He's even if didn't score too often last season, he has always opportunities. First game again, after set pieces, the headers, it's really difficult. It's a big challenge. And a tough challenge to defend set pieces when Christian is around. So that's already different. He will score goals during the season. There's no doubt about that. They brought in Ayew, who played a really good season, even when Swansea got relegated. But he played a really good season, maybe the best I've seen of him in the last few years. So it's a good team. So no spectacular transfers. If you want, you can see Zaha maybe as like a very spectacular transfer, which is a good one. Roy is really calmed the whole situation down there in a very difficult moment, use all his experience, and now they start really playing football, and it's nice to see. It's not too nice for us for Monday, but that's in general, it's a nice development in a football club. And at the end, we only go there to win the game, that's clear, but we cannot win the game with not having all information about the opponent. And when you make the analysis and you see that's quality there, so we have to make sure that they cannot show their quality that day.
Jurgen, there's been suggestions that Dominic Solanke could join Rangers on loan recently, and although you might not want to comment on that transfer specifically, is allowing Dom to leave on loan something you might consider?
There's nothing to say about, to be honest. I don't want to discuss things like this in general here in a press conference. So I hear it first time now, so it doesn't look like it's close to happen. No, nothing to say about that really. We have the 31st of August, I think. Italy closes this weekend or today.
Tonight.
What? Tonight. And then all the rest pretty much in Europe a week, 1.5 weeks later. So that's how it is. It's nothing to say about.
Anything to Glenn? Mel? Anything for me? Guys, thank you. We're going to room 1. Good day, isn't it?